what is the racial ethnic makeup of kids in the foster care system? And the subpart to that question is, how do I best prepare myself to parent a kid of a different racial ethnic background? So in my state and across the country, kids of color are overrepresented in the foster care system, what's also referred to as disproportionality. And so in my state, for example, Black kids are about twice as likely to enter the foster care system, and Native American kids are about 3 times as likely. One thing to point out is that's really due to institutional bias. It's not that families of color abuse and neglect their kids at higher rates. And so in my state, that leads to about half the kids in our system being kids of color. And every state's gonna be a little bit different, based on their racial makeup, but this disproportionality is pretty much across all the states in our country. And how do you best prepare yourself to parent a kid of a different racial or ethnic background? I think it's doing a lot of self-work, learning about race and racism in this country, and kind of how you are kind of positioned within that. And so looking at white privilege, and kind of what privileges you bring to that space potentially, and kind of what privileges your kids won't have, and kind of how you'll manage that in your home, looking at your networks, how diverse is your neighborhood, your schools, looking at your secondary networks is what I call it, so looking at therapists, doctors, soccer teams, things like that, where you can maybe find more diversity if you don't live in a diverse neighborhood or community. Talking to your friends and family just to make sure that they're on board for what's going to happen, and really educating them on that process, because obviously they're going to have exposure to the children placed into your home as well.